We're going to measure your particular lung capacity. Now, the average man's lungs hold approximately 6 liters of air. Women's lungs typically hold just a little over 4 liters. The more lung capacity you have, the less times you'll actually need to breathe every minute. You'll actually notice a grown man breathes just a little over 10 times a minute, whereas kids breathe about 20 times a minute. Now, you're going to breathe a lot over your lifetime. In fact, almost 500 million times in your lifetime. That's a lot of air. That's about 13 million cubic feet of air. Now, if you were to fill blimps, the kind that you see hovering over football stadiums, you'd actually fill 52 blimps with the amount of air that you breathe in and out. So normally, you'd need a pretty expensive piece of equipment in order to figure out what your particular lung capacity is. We're going to do an experiment that only requires a few things. You're going to need a way to measure water, either by milliliters or cups. You're also going to need a bowl and a soda bottle and a marker, along with a piece of tubing and also a piece of paper to record what you find. You're also going to need access to a sink, so you'll be able to fill up your container with water. So first, let's put some water into our container. Now, I have cups here. This is the 1 cup mark. And I also have milliliters. Now, if you choose to do milliliters, that's fine. But do this experiment in 100 milliliter increments. So what that means is fill this up to 100 milliliters and then pour 100 milliliters into your container. And then mark where that is. And then we're going to do it again. Now, if you're using cups, I'll use cups so you can see. Okay, I have 1 cup here. And I'm going to pour 1 cup's worth of water into my container. Okay, so I put a line and a number 2. Okay, and so we'll do it again. Fill it up with another cup's worth of water, or another 100 milliliters if you're doing that system. And then pour it in. So my next line will be right here. And then I'm going to put a 3 next to it. So that's 3 cups. Okay, so go ahead and do this until your bottle is full. So I have my bottle here, and I have marks all the way up in 1 cup increments. And I put a cap at the top. Okay, so the whole bottle is full. So what I'm going to do now is take my bowl and fill it with water, about 1/3 to halfway. And what I'm going to do now is a little tricky, so watch first before you do it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this bottle, and then when it's underwater, that's when I'm going to unscrew the cap. Okay? So go ahead and do that. Make sure the bottle's underwater so none of the water gets displaced. Okay? Just like that. All right? And you might want to have a helper hold this for you. Okay, so I can see my numbers are now written upside down. So I've got a 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay, so what you want to do for the last step is take your tube and slide it into the bottle while it's still underwater. Okay, and you want the tube to sit about here. Now take the other end of the tube, and this is the end that you're going to blow into. Now you only get 1 chance at this, so take a deep breath before you start and blow in a long, steady stream. And then when you're done, go ahead and cap off the end, and we'll be able to read what your lung capacity is. Are you ready? Let's try it. Wow, so I was surprised. Look at all the air I filled the bottle with and all the water that I pushed out. It's sitting here down near the 7 cup measure. So what does that tell me exactly? Well, I'll show you. So if you did this experiment in milliliters, this part is pretty easy. So you want to read on the side of your bottle. So imagine this is your bottle, okay, that we just did the experiment, and here's the tube. And suppose that you were able to displace this much water, and this is at the 1200 milliliter mark. That means that your lung capacity is 1200 milliliters. So the question is, how does cups convert to milliliters? Okay, so all you do is you take 7 cups and you multiply it by 0.24 liters per cup, and then the cups cancels out, and then I am left with 7 times 0.24, which is 1.68 liters. Or, that's also the same as writing 1680 milliliters. Okay? So that's how you could convert this one. So that's how you go from cups to milliliters. Go ahead and give that a try.